Knick of Time Show. Go check out that show. It's a great show. It's a great show.
New York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? We finally get to play the victory music for the first time in like 4 or 5 games because the Knicks just beat the Nets 120-66. That's right. The Knicks just beat the Nets by 54 points. This is the biggest beatdown in Knicks franchise history. Cat gives you 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. McCall gives you 11 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Brunson gives you 20 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Shamet is back with a vengeance and gives you 18 points and 2 steals. Deuce gives you 14 points as well. And the Knicks bench show out, scoring 59 points to 30. And if those point totals sound low to you, it's because they are low, because guess what, guys? The Knicks didn't even really need to play their entire team like that. Most of those guys only played about 20-25 points on the night, and the Knicks take care of business, after suffering their worst loss of the season, bounce back to decimate, bend over, and smack the garbage ass Brooklyn Nets by 54 points. And we're gonna talk about it all. Good, the bad, the ugly. Not much ugly. The ugly line is like a footnote. Okay. And Mike Brown gets to live another day. Very rare that you have like a must-win game in January on the 21st, but this was a must-win game by these Knicks, and we're gonna talk about it. Before we do, I'm gonna introduce you to my guy, the ESPN contributor, Postgame contributor, Bleacher Report contributor, my guy Lee Escobedo. What's good?
Joe, it's great to have you back, man. I also appreciate you allowing me to host the last episode. Hope I did you proud. We had a great conversation. Love that both ladies were present. Also got some, I thought, excellent feedback from Fritz Alessandor, and then Ryan always brings the logic. So it was a good conversation. That conversation actually made me happier than this win. And this win was fantastic. I'm going to start calling them the Brooklyn Sneaky Links because we took them to Pound Town, man, which is exactly what we needed. This is everything you would want the Knicks to do. They did. You want it to be a blowout. You want them to fight hard defensively. You want them to look free-flowing offensively. It helps that you're playing probably the worst roster in the NBA, but you know what? I'll take it.
Absolutely. And in the words of my guy, New Yorican, yes, it's been bad to be a Knicks fan lately, but at least we aren't the Nets. Facts. All right. Next is our girl, our ex-AAU coach, being a motivator. Was good, B?
Oh, I'm feeling good. The thing about being such a terrible team for such a long time, you can't pick and choose. So I know some people aren't satisfied, but I am today because this is the way you just calm down. Like Lee said, you call that little X up and you come through, get the fix real quick, and you're like, all right, I'm good. All right, so I'm feeling good. Nice win. Let's talk about it.
Yo, the sneaky link net. What the hell? What do y'all be doing watching these games? What, man? I need to get y'all some.
Sometimes you gotta run it back real quick so you don't add up the mileage. That's all.
Oh my gosh! Back to church. You go. All right. Let's talk about the game. Much needed game. Mike B, the motivator, said, "I don't want to hear nothing about the quality of opponent and it's only the Nets can't take it." Listen, when you lose to the G League Mavericks, every win is important. All right, because we lost this game. This whole pod would be a different tone. The house would be on fire. We'd be talking about firing this person, trading that person, but that's not what happened. So I don't want to hear nothing about it's just the Nets. We taking this win. And the way we even won, I felt like this was like not a statement game, but like a game for them to prove something to themselves. You know, it's like, yes, we can play close to 48 minutes of defense. Yes, we can play basketball the right way. And they almost beat the Nets by 60 points. which would have been the biggest win of any team in the season. I feel like they played to make a point that we're not as bad as we've been showing, and they finally played with pride for the first time in a long time. And it started with the team. It started with the defense, man. I know people be talking about the offense is a problem, issue, and it is at times, but the defense has been the biggest thing that's turned around. I'm gonna toss it to Lee and ask you, what did you see with the defense today?
Incredible. So, man, the most hypothetical part about the Knicks team when it comes to the championships, not the coaching. I don't even think it's Cat. It's can we be a top 10 defense? Because I think the only team that wasn't a top 10 defense to win a chip in the 21st century was the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
They became a top 10 defense once the playoffs started. So it's tough, right? Because we have so many critical elements of our starting five and on the bench. So we have to have a unit rotation out there that hides some of that, but also allows us to have three guys at all times that are above average. Tonight, I thought Mike Brown made the lineup to shrink it, taking out Jordan Clarkson, taking out Tyler Cole in the first half, which allowed us to have really only two compromised defenders in Jalen Brunson and Cat. It also allowed us to pick up their guards 94 feet.
Yes.
We saw Deuce and Bride doing a lot of ball hawking as well as Mikal Bridges. It wasn't so much that we were like trapping guys, but I think we were really forcing them to initiate their offense much later in the shot clock, which gave them bad actions. And they really had to depend on their first and second actions, which, they depend on wide open shots.
Yeah.
They're a very good catch and shoot team. They're not a great self-shot initiating team. So I thought we did a job shading ball handlers toward the sideline and making things difficult for them. We kept the dribble lateral, which is always a sign of defensive effort, right? You're kind of building a wall there on the perimeter. We delayed a lot of their first side actions, which they tried to load up on the strong side. They did some things going. I thought we adjusted really well to that too, and fought over screens. Most importantly, the entire team.
Yes.
Very active to make sure they top lock, get over that strain, deny the three-point shot. And that has been probably the most laziest part of our defense entirely as a team unit. And the fact that we really fought over that allowed a team that really the only capacity they had to beat us was with the three-point shot. We took that away from them. And then we put their foot on the neck on an offensive side too. So can this continue against an elite pick and roll team in the Philadelphia 76ers, which really to me is a test. But this is what we needed to make me not jump off a ledge was this kind of win. This showed me they care about Mike Brown. They wanted to win for him, and they went out there and went dog style, right? Even Shamet, Brunson played decent defense, Cat played decent defense, and then Wingstop was Wingstop. So let's see what happens on Saturday, but this was a great initiation to get back on track.
Agreed. Agreed. Go ahead, B.
Sammy, I see you. I got you. I'm gonna get right for the pod for you guys. But my biggest thing is like Lee said, effort, things like that. But my biggest thing was the transition defense. That was something that we struggled with all year. And the reason why a lot of people like to blame Cat or this and that, it was because our guards weren't coming back. So I like to see that Shamet, McBride, they were disrupting the passing lanes and then getting easy breaks back and just getting back. Just overall the effort. That's mostly what I saw today. A lot of things if you just give a little bit of effort. And we didn't have to rely on helping so much. That was the biggest thing too. Last few games over helping. We didn't overhelp today. Again, I know keep seeing it's the Brooklyn Nets is the Brooklyn Nets, but you need a game like this in order to get back into a groove. So this is a nice game because not only did we get it to get back into a groove, I feel like we were actually having fun again today. If this was another game where we got the win, but we had to fight for the win, it would have been still a little bit like, but today we actually were laughing again. We were getting nice little fast breaks, dunking, everybody getting their little emoting, whatever they call that, they're having a little fun again. But to me, it was the transition defense. That was something that I was really impressed by today.
Yeah, consistently all season, this season, even last season, we were bottom of the league in transition defense. Today, Nets only had four fast break points on the night to the Knicks 28. Big jump. Also, all year, the Knicks have been bottom of the league in 3-point defense. Actually, I believe the Knicks have been fourth worst in the entire league. This is not even just a cup thing, just the entire league of 3-point defense. Today, we held the Nets to 27% from the 3-point line. the pace. We've also been in the bottom when it comes to pace in the league. I've seen Jalen Brunson pushing up the ball. We got 28 points in the fast break. We weren't resting on our laurels. We were swarming on defense and keeping up that energy and playing with pace in the half court and in fast break points as well. This was a totally different team with a totally different identity. And this is what I want to see moving forward, man. I want to see the type of defense we played today where 1 through 12 all played high quality, high octane defense for the entire game. There was not that many mishaps, maybe 3 or 4, maybe if I can count in my brain on the defensive end. But we fought over screens. We didn't overhelp, and we did what we have to do, and we need to keep that up for sure. All right. And you already know, man, I got to get to it. The legendary Chuck D. All right. Public enemy number 1. Shout out to Public Enemy and shout out to Chuck D. Says Mike Brown needs to walk across Brooklyn Bridge, owes Jordy dinner, a paycheck to clean his apartment, saving his mentor's gig, stay angry at Philly Knicks, should wear black mask on Saturday, no more edge comb BS. I agree. I think we need to take this energy to the 76ers and bring it to them. All black, no all business, no playtime. They were already here doing a little bit too much. Joel Embiid on one good ankle or knee dunked and had to celebrate. He jumped like a good 3 inches in the air and thought he was doing something to celebrate. We need to cut all that down, all right, and get back to the winning ways in the 76ers area. I'm with you. All right.
Incredible super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, definitely appreciate Chuck D, who's been a supporter from the jump. But I want to get into the individual achievements of this team. But what I really want to talk about is the Clarkson benching. You know, the Dallas game, Clarkson only played 2 minutes. Today, Clarkson did not see the court into the fourth quarter. It seems like, you know what's funny? I remember when Tom Thibodeau's job was on the line, his feet was to the fire. And when the coach's job is on the line and his feet is to the fire, that is when you figure out who he trusts for real. Because when your job is on the line, it's like, I don't care who you just signed. I don't care about your books, about player value, none of that. I'm saving my job. And him knowing that the Knicks needed more defense, he played all defenders. Sat Clarkson down and played Deuce and Clarkson with Brunson together. Personally, I kind of low-key always wanted that, but I just never thought it would happen because of the politics of the situation. You already know I'm probably like the guy on the panel who's probably the least likely Jordan Clarkson fan on here. So, but I want to know what you guys thought, because I feel like I wanted it. I loved it, man. Like 2 strong point of attack defenders on the floor at the same time, and Clarkson and Deuce forcing turnovers and hitting threes.
You mean Shaman and Deuce, right?
I mean Shaman and Deuce. I'm sorry. Shaman and Deuce forcing turnovers and hitting threes. If you're going to go undersized with 3-guard lineup, I'd rather you go undersized with 2 hawking defenders.
100% agree, bro. I'm probably the biggest Jordan Clarkson fan here on the podcast, and he needed to be benched because the way that Mike Brown closed with him against the Phoenix Suns was egregious. And I think one of the top 3 reasons we lost that game in crunch time was Jordan Clarkson's horrific defense. Didn't hunt and attack. And he had Hannon Brunson. It's a double buffet line. I love Clarkson. Love his one-on-one offense. You're right. You made a great point about who he trusts. I actually thought he'd been using Jordan Clarkson a little bit too much. I thought he kind of used Clarkson as a crutch, as they say, the same way that Tibbs might have done that a little bit with Hart. You didn't even say Brown does that a little bit with Hart, but today he went with defense. And the other guy he really trusts, not too much either, maybe not even enough, is Landry Shamet, because I've been an advocate for Shamet even starting for all the reasons we saw today. Last year, I highlighted string navigation, point of attack defense, transition defense. He's really good at keeping his hip in front of it, the offensive player, and making their run to the rim very difficult and altering their shot. Him and Deuce are excellent at that. To play both of them together, you're going to limit, again, the only two ways the Brooklyn Nets to beat us, in transition or from a three-point line. Shamet is also a great screen navigator. He's always trying to fight over the screen, dip above it. And having him and Bridges having a renewed effort to get through screens, it was very difficult for them to get any type of off the dribble offense in this shade tonight. And Shamet was the right choice as well. Shamet's a professional. He's average to above average in every facet of the game. And he's just really smart, high IQ, doesn't need a lot of shots drawn up for him. So he's also going to be that hockey assist guy too. That Clarkson's not. Clarkson's going to kill the ball. Yeah. He's going to go one-on-one. So if you're really trying to reinstitute sharing and all this off-ball cutting and get your wheels spinning again, then Shamet's the right piece to go over there opposed to Clarkson. And Shamet was. There's a lot of extra movement. Bridges, I thought, was an extra passer tonight, and a really high level. Hart was too, and most importantly, Brunson. So the rotation he started that first half with was exactly the right rotation.
I think how you respond when your back's against the wall is who you really are. So that's why, again, I believe on the last podcast what we did against the Suns game, I kind of told you guys I'm not off on Mike Brown just yet, because every time I've saw him this season when things were a little bit rough, he did make adjustments. Sometimes the adjustments didn't lead up to the outcome that we preferred, but he isn't a guy that's going to stay stuck in his ways and then just push against that to force anything. He did. Again, we saw him sit Clarkson out and then also not go to him until we had a high lead. Why? Because we need defense, and he isn't giving us it right now. And if you are, same thing, why we have the issue with Towns, if you aren't going to give us defense, then you got to be tremendous offensively, and he has been neither. So I like the call of today of Clarkson, because I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm also not the fan of Clarkson. I think what we got for him was perfect. We got a steal in him. This guy on a min is crazy work, and because when he's good, he's great, and it's like, wow. So to me, I like the adjustment, and that's why I'm not big. Lee asked me right before this game, if we lose today, would you fire Mike Brown? And I indicated to him, even if we did lose today, I would not fire Mike Brown just yet, because I do need to see a little bit more. And that today, that's what I would have asked for Mike Brown, that little bit more. And today he showed that. I can't really give too much on him, because he also had a crippled roster throughout the year. Again, a lot of these are excuses, and I'm not big on that, because again, next man up. And I think that we made a team that we are able to do so. And that's why it's been disappointing, because we're like, we have these guys who can step up and that hasn't been the case. But we also have been an injured pro team. So for him to have his team at full health, to see what he's going to do with a full healthy roster, I am truly impressed today. I don't care, again, who the person was, because we needed desperately to win today. And not only did we win, we BTA. Not just a regular BTA, by the way, because I know you guys also mentioned one of the biggest leads. This is actually one of the biggest wins in Knick history. It is the biggest. So that is something to, and then again, we spoke about it in the last pod. Jalen Brunson called his team out today. So for your captain to call their team out today, and for you to do something, make history, I'm impressed. I think our heads are high, and we'll talk about how we would play against Philly and our theories on that. But that's what I asked for him to do on the Suns. I believe you guys run that episode back. I said to him, let's see what Mike Brown does with Clarkson in the next game. So for the next game, for him to sit him and then bench him, that's all you can ask for a guy to do, to make adjustments, and that's what he did today, and I'm very impressed by that.
How would you guys feel if this is like a pattern?
What do you mean?
If this is the new rotation, a 9-man rotation. We're going 9-man, and we're swapping out Clarkson for Shamet.
It's hard to complain if it's going to keep leading to wins, especially like this. If this 9-man rotation is going to get us back into a winning streak, I'm for it, because this is a lineup that you do want to face with the Sixers. Like you said, I don't believe we had Shamet available against the Sixers in the last game, and he would have been tremendous against like a VJ at some point. So yes, if it's going to lead to wins, I'm not going to complain much, but we would have to see that in order to see. But it's hard to also go for that, because that's something that we had an issue with last year. We wanted a little bit more depth, but if guys are not going to perform, you do got to make a point and let them know that you can sit. And I like that he's showing his team there's no favorites, there's no this, there's no that. I got to play who I got to play. You got to play the guys you're paying. You got to play the guys who you're starting with, but he doesn't have to play Clarkson if Miles and Shamet are going to step up. So
great question, Jay. I think it's only tenable if guys continue to pass the rock. If Jalen Brunson goes back to ball hog mode, this doesn't work. Because right now, you're not just sitting Jordan Clarkson, you're also saying Tyler Kolek, who was out of the rotation in the first half, too. So now we're depending back on Mikal Bridges to be our backup point guard. And what I love about this game more than anything else, I take that back. Defense, number one. Number two was a ball sharing.
Yeah.
Look at that starting five. 5 dimes for Brunson, 4 for Bridges, and then 3 for Cat, OG, and Hart each. Then on the bench, you still had assists. You'd have 4 by Deucent Bride, 2 by Landry Shamet, even Clarkson 2 in the second half. So there was an emphasis, right? This conversation, things usually, unless you're just a bunch of douchebags, the vibes usually go up on an upswing after a team meeting like this of professionals. And we saw the best case scenario come out from that team meeting. So if this is sustainable and you're going to sit your 2 other ball handlers in Clarkson and Deuce, and Kolek, you better keep moving the ball. And that's also primarily John Brunson, who had a renewed initiation, in my opinion, an imperative to move the ball and not get stuck in his hands.
I would keep an eye on all this when it comes to trade deadline, because like I said, before I was talking about how Shamet might be most likely to be traded because of the redundancy. Who knows? Like when people fill out the rotation, especially when they're signed here for like a short 1-year deal. I don't think Clarkson has necessarily had a bad showing this year. I would just keep an eye on that. I don't know what the Knicks are going to do to trade deadline, but I would just keep an eye on that. If this becomes a pattern, and he's like, hey, I didn't come here to be a bench warmer. I came here to play on championship team. So I would keep an eye on that. If this is a pattern. Go ahead, sorry.
No apology needed. I would say I don't think it's Clarkson that would be traded. I think you still need to break glass in the playoffs and have a moment where a guy can get a bucket when zone is screwing us up or whatever else is happening, right? You never know. I push back a little bit on that. Although, man, you never know with Leon. I think it's more Kolek. To me,
yeah.
I think both.
I've been back and forth so many damn times on this. I think you got to move him. Sorry, Phil. Bring in, if defense is the motivator, no pun intended, then you got to have someone who can guard and fight through screens and keep their man in front of them. And to me, that's Alvarado, who also brings that dog mentality that we are still missing despite the win. We're still missing that fighting mentality. He kind of checks all the boxes while being a slightly less playmaker than Kolek. But I think Kolek's the one on the way out.
Because Clarkson also, he, like you said, he didn't come here for this, but he did come here to contend for a championship. So I don't see why he would go somewhere to try to get more playtime for a payday. He could have got paid if he wanted to. So I don't think he's worried about upping his status to get more money. I think he's tired of playing in losing organizations and he wants to win. So I think that he is a veteran. That's why I'm glad he is a seasoned vet. Well, I don't think he's taking this personally. Whatever we have to do to win, I don't think that he's sitting back mad that right now I'm not contributing to the wins, because I think he understands that later on his contribution would be needed.
Great point. 100%.
I think y'all bugging. I think a dude who's a bucket getter is not gonna want to play get DNPs for the year and just be ready. The only reason he didn't get a DNP is because we were with him by 86 points. Otherwise, he was on his way to DNP land.
But the flow of the season, there's ebbs and flows to it, and he has seen his teammates be on that side of a DNP. He knows that it's not long term, and I think he also knows that he brings a skill set that there's no overlap on. His ability to get a bucket in traffic against a wall in the paint is invaluable. You got to have it, especially in playoff time too, where you know you can be counted on more than someone like Tyler Kolek. So that's my argument for his offensive output. Also, Ryan's bad stage.
I know. I'm not going to agree with y'all on this one. I don't think there's any player in the NBA who's happy sitting, especially veterans. Veterans more, even rookies might have to take it. Rookies second reference.
Hey, yo, pause.
yo, B's been getting me.
They've been bugging chat. They've been bugging in the chat. It's like, they've been bugging.
B's been getting me in the group chat with that like all day long. I swear, man. Oh my gosh.
You're right. I think Prez said it. This is a family show. Shout out to Prez, by the way, and of course we shouted out Chuck D. Of course we.
Exactly. I'm just saying. I don't see veterans being happy not playing basketball.
If he ain't happy, he can go.
That's just human nature. These competitors want to play ball.
Because that day that trade happens, we better fire up a pod ASAP. So yeah, we'll see.
For sure. We definitely shout out Chuck D. Fritz. Welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod, Ryan G. What's good, my guy?
What's good, everyone? I definitely didn't want to miss the podcast tonight. I definitely had a lot going on, so I didn't see the game in its entirety. I saw bits and pieces, but I still wanted to give my 2 cents on the bits and pieces that I did see tonight.
Okay, well, go ahead, bits and pieces. What you think?
All right, so this is going to be like a half analysis, half soliloquy type response right here. So first and foremost, I am happy to see that the Knicks responded to the all players meeting that Jalen Brunson called for at the end of the Mavericks game. I'm glad to see they responded the way they did. 54-win blowout. Okay, that's very nice. I think it's the biggest win in Knicks history, or is it not?
Yes, it is. It's the biggest win in Knicks history, for sure.
Biggest win in Knicks history. All of that is good. Offense looked like it was back on track. Ball movement was there. Player movement was there. The 3-point shooting, that's great. The defense seemed to be back as well. I mean, holding a team to 66 points in today's NBA is crazy. That's an egregious scoreline. So the defense was there as well. Although I do think that the Knicks 3-point defense still needs improvement, because I did see the Knicks give up a lot of open threes as well in the moments I did watch. So I still think it's a concern because the Nets just didn't hit their shots when they had the open threes. With all that being said, this still doesn't change my stance from before, because at the end of the day, you're facing that bum-ass team from Jersey. At the end of the day, the team has no playoff aspirations. The team is a lottery team. Granted, yes, being a bad team, you're not supposed to being a bad team. Even in the pros, you're not supposed to be blowing about 54 points. That's just crazy. You like, that's ridiculous. But my whole point is this: I'm glad to see them respond, but they have to show me this on a consistent basis. One game against the Nets is not gonna move me in any way. The next game against the Sixers is gonna tell me a bit more, because this is a Sixers team that beat you twice already this season. They're taking 2 games of 2 from you. Joel Embiid was acting a fool at MSG. Maxey was getting buckets at will on your team. How are you going to respond in that game? And I think if the Knicks come out that game and can win that game, that's going to tell me a lot of where this team currently is with their mindset and things of that nature. Because right now I don't care about tactics. I don't care about blowing out teams. I don't care about none of that stuff. What I care about right now is this right here: the heart in your play. Do you have the heart to overcome what you're going through at the moment, rise up to the occasion, and get yourselves back on track and play like how you're supposed to play? That's what I care about. Tonight is a good sign, but I need to see this consistently going forward for me to change my stance about this team. Mike Brown is still in the hot seat. I'm still looking at Cat. I'm still looking at Bridges very closely. I'm looking at the team as a whole very closely. This doesn't change everything, but good win. Glad to see them back on the right track. Hope they keep it going, moving forward.
Yeah, it's like listen, man. I'll set it going. I say it again. I'm not overlooking the win, but I also understand the sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in the beginning of the program, if we lose this game, the house is on fire. It's going to be fire Mike Brown. It would have been pandemonium. We've been sad faces moping on them like, oh my God, what do we do? We Macau 5 picks. We'd have been doing all that bull. But we won the damn game. We get to breathe for a day. That does not mean it doesn't mean everything is over. It doesn't mean all our problems are gone. You're absolutely right about that, Ryan G. We have to take this to the 76ers and bring it to them and remember how they were acting when they was here the last time. So I am with you when it comes to that. All right. And you mentioned Cat. I want to talk about Cat today too, because Cat, he is still finding his way. All right. Had a good game, but also you saw some of that bad meow that we saw all season. All right. Defense, pretty good. I liked his activity level. I felt like he challenged a lot of shots without fouling. I felt like he was up to the level for the most night when and he dropped off when he was supposed to, play good drop defense coverage and put his hand up when he needed to. I feel like defensively he was solid the whole night. He gets into these modes where it can flip the game in the second quarter. He gets an offensive foul driving to the right side, hooking his defender. Then 30 seconds later, the exact same play happens. He gets an offensive foul on the left side, hooking his defender on the opposite side. Now he has to sit out the game. The Nets score buckets on both of those right afterwards, and they go on a little bit of a mini run. And these are the things that we have to kind of control with Karl-Anthony Towns, because he can make these silly offensive foul plays and just change the momentum for us and take us out of rhythm. And that's kind of what happened. Now, overall, he had a great game. I don't want to dump on him all because we had a great game in the first quarter. His passes were great. His pass to Josh Hart in the first quarter was so freaking pretty. The bounce pass between like a couple of Nets players for a layup, that was so pretty. The 3-point shot looked like it was back, but he needs to drill in him to not automatically just yo, B, you're going to oh my god. Okay. I'm joking. All right, but he needs to, how do you practice? Is that a better word? He needs to practice. I gotta watch what I say around this girl. All right. He has to practice not hooking his arm when he drives, because it's a muscle memory thing for him at this point. And he's had that bad habit for years, and he needs to break it because it's obvious the refs are looking for it. So other than that, he had a pretty good game.
I'm not trying to kill him because I already called for him to be traded, and I agree with you. I said it too. His defense was pretty good overall. I think on the offensive end, you touched on the bad, so I'll touch on the good on the offensive end. I thought the Brooklyn Nets came out with the right steam to switch on the ball screens that involved Karl-Anthony Towns. And so they usually had Michael Porter Jr. or Clowney or Sharp guarding Brunson, one on the Brunson and Cat ball screens, which I thought the gravity was used to good effect tonight between Brunson and Cat. It shifted the Nets defense, even though their defense isn't very good. But I thought what happened on those ball screen switches, Cat actually recognized. Yeah. Two people recognized things. Cat recognized the size differential and getting the seal in the paint. And Brunson recognized, okay, not just Brunson, but the team in general. Yes. Just had to come from the conversations what happened in the player-only meeting. But they realized, this pick and roll can be one of the best in the NBA. Damn it, why can't it be Murray? Why can't it be a B version of Murray and Joker, right? I'm not going to say they can be that, but they can be a lesser version with Karl-Anthony Towns in the paint on seals, because he doesn't have to put the ball on the floor starting at the 3-point line or at the free throw line.
Right.
On the floor 4 feet away from the basket. And while he doesn't have a great post game, I think he does have a great seal game and finishing around the rim when he's facing the rim. And he does. And it showed tonight. That was they didn't know what to do after that. They'd start throwing a little bit of zone. They went back to man. They didn't know how to guard us anymore. And that play basically broke their defense because they don't have great man-on-man defenders. They depend on schematic shifts in terms of Brooklyn. And they're fairly athletic too, and they're young. Their guys didn't play a lot of minutes, but I thought that recognition of them switching the ball screens, so let's get advantage of it in easy post points. It also controlled the tempo. They wanted to get out and run. We kept things slowed down. We grinded to a halt. And I thought we made great maximization of our space and great maximization of the pick and roll duo and chemistry between Brunson and Cat.
Great point. And I just feel like this Cat in general just showed really good patience too. Like sealing when he got there and not fouling, using like a little bit of a hook shot. And I'm used to kind of his trying to just using strength and bowl people over. That was great to see. I also felt like Brunson hit Cat with like a over the head pass, and Cat wasn't looking.
Yeah,
So this is one of those things where it's like if Brunson passed the ball more, he would look for it.
I thought the same thing, bro. I saw that. I was like, damn, it's coming though. It's coming.
It's good. It's good. It's like just that's one of those things where Brunson has to be like, yo, look for this pass. Cause you used to be shooting it. You gotta tell at that point, you just gotta tell him, look for the pass. Cause
right.
I'm gonna hit you with that. That's what happens when you play with somebody for a long time, you build chemistry. But like you said, Lee, that chemistry between Cat and Brunson hasn't really been built. And that's they need to have a good 2-man game, man.
They do. It would be unstoppable.
For real. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, B.
Yeah, no, this is actually one of the games I was impressed by Cat because I think we stated in a few Cat podcasts that when we know what type of game Cat's gonna have in the first quarter, or typically when he starts to get some bad calls, and he had some bad calls. He had, like you said, back-to-back offensive fouls, and I was like, here we go. And I thought that was going to take the momentum of the game, but to see that this was one of the first games where I feel like he breathed for a second and redeemed himself. I have not seen that in a lot of games where he's getting silly calls. He had 3 fouls early in the first half, and then he had 2 back-to-back offensives, and I was like, dang it, even though we're going to blow out, there's going to be another game where Towns is just ruining the vibes. And actually, I like the way he came out. He came out in the second half. He was a little bit more patient. I think I stated that in the chat. He's a little bit more patient with his inside game. He wasn't trying to dribble too much. He realized that I'm bigger than you. I'm better than you. And if I just let you jump up in the air, I can get this layup right in there. So that's what I was most impressed by Cat. Finally, he was able to just redeem himself. Bad calls are going to happen. Bad plays are going to happen. I don't know anybody who plays a perfect game. So I'm looking for Cat to consistently do that in the next few games.
Absolutely.
Great take.
Absolutely. Mikal has also been the guy who's been getting a lot of the brunt of Knicks Twitter, Knicks YouTube, Knicks fans, and rightfully so, not being able to take over games, not being aggressive enough. What do you guys think of Mikal Bridges' game today? I'm gonna ask B that question.
He was another one where it's nothing that was blown away. I wasn't blown away by Cassidy, I wasn't blown away by Mikal, but it was good to a good redemption for them. Because one thing we were asking for, something little we asked for Mikal is take a little bit of contact. And there was at least 2 or 3 plays where he drove the ball in. And I said, would you look at that? You're capable. So maybe they are. I don't know. Some people make jokes and be for the Mikal side. Some people could make little jokes that they don't pay attention to Twitter, but they might because, that's one thing that we are screaming on there. I don't know if the coaches might see it, but go in there sometimes. Yes, your fadeaway. I'm nothing against Mikal's mid-game or fadeaway. It's one of the best in the NBA. He is top 10, 15 in mid-range. So if you're going to do it, that's fine. But like I say to OG and Cat, if you're going to shoot the ball, you also got to get some contact because that's what opens up your shot. When you get in first and you play outside, I'm very big on playing in then out because what's easier to make? A 3-pointer or a layup? A layup. What's easier, a free throw or a mid-range? A free throw. So I'm very big, and I like the fact that it was very, very, very minimal because then after he went in there and laid up, he did 2 or 3 more fadeaways, and I was like, oh, like with Ken, I was like, oh, here we go. But then he did in the 3rd or 4th, he did get back to the rack. So that was something very, very miniature, but I was very impressed with today.
Absolutely. And I see people talking about Shamit.
Well, we don't get to him.
Shout out my pops.
Yeah, shout out to Lee's pops.
He's in the chat?
Yeah, he's in 6 for 6 from 3. Guys, I'm really excited at the notion of Deuce and Shamit playing together off the bench. I know we kind of mentioned it in the beginning, but I'm really excited to see those 2 play together because we've been really bad when it comes to point of attack defense all year. So to have both of these guys healthy at the same time, finally, and just fighting over screens and blowing up turnovers, like even during that Dallas game where we lost, when those 2 were in the game at the same time, I felt like the clamp started to tighten on Dallas when those 2 were in the game. But Shamit, he just got back, so he wasn't hit his threes. Both of these guys together, elite 3-point shooters, with Karl-Anthony Towns, with Jalen Brunson, who are you helping off of? Both of these guys are moving shooters. Both of these guys have quick triggers. Both of these guys can play defense, and then you can put Anunoby in there with them. Then the defense is crazy. You put Mitch in there with them as well. Now you're crying, and you're in trouble because now it's lockdown city. I'm really happy to see Shamet back, and especially playing with Deuce McBride. Like I said before, if you're gonna have an undersized backcourt, I'd rather have Deuce and Shamet playing together because I feel like they play bigger than their size and they can cause havoc for opposing teams and single-handedly probably fix a lot of the point of attack defense problems for this team.
I think overall, Shamet did burn 15 minutes in total. If you think about the second half, was an absolute blowout. So the rotation extended. I think that's a pretty good time. If that hadn't been that bit of a blowout, he probably would have played a little bit more toward 19, perhaps 20 minutes. But I think 15, considering the states and where we were in the third quarter, I think that's probably solid numbers. And also, he wasn't the only one playing good defense, too. So it's not like Mike Brown was sacrificing something by sitting him because, as I said to start the show, I thought Mikal Bridges was really fighting over strings.
Right.
And an emphasis not to allow his man to be able to have a wide open 3-point shot off of a ball screen. So shout out to Bridges for being re-energized in that capacity. B is also right. He did go to the hole. Would have liked it a little bit more. And I don't like that he still didn't have any free throw attempts.
Yeah.
Just something that I'm like, damn it, when's that going to change? Because we don't have great free throw shooters on this team. Even Brunson is sketchy. He is someone who I do trust at the line, and I just wish that was more of a higher part of his shot diet. But overall, I thought Bridges was solid. We don't need him to be. We've always said this. No one needs a 20-point per game. Mikal Bridges, just do what you do at an elite level, especially on the defensive side of the ball, right? Be accountable as a transition defender. Be accountable going vertical at the rim. Be accountable, try to fight over screens. Don't get lazy on that and just, allow your man to shoot up top. So I thought tonight he did what he was supposed to do and fit into the team scheme.
Agreed. I definitely noticed him fighting over the top to challenge threes. There was one. It was a point. I feel like he fought through like two people. So to get to what's the 3-point shooter's name?
Porter
to get to Porter and cause him to miss at the top of the key. I'm like, okay, Mikal Bridges is really fighting this game, and that was the tone for our whole team. Our whole team was like, we're fighting this game, and I was happy to see that. And I was happy to see Mitch, because this is the second game in a row when Mitch Rob caught some lobs. All right, he can stop tweeting about, maybe I can hit more free throws if I caught some lobs. He getting lobs now. This is the most lobs that Mitch has caught from Jalen Brunson in two consecutive games I've ever seen. And can we keep this going, please? I like this new little wrinkle. Like I know Mike Brown beginning says we have one of the best vertical lob threats in the NBA, and we hardly use him.
Yeah.
I think he can easily average 10 games just off of lobs. But I've said this last year a lot. Jalen Brunson's floater game should be opening up easy lobs to Mitchell Robinson every game. I feel like Mitch Rob should have at least three dunks a game from Jalen Brunson, just because he's just that good of a vertical threat, for sure. All right. Shout out to Mitch Rob again.
My big thing though with Shamet and Deuce, by the way, that I like to emphasize is it's hard to look to your bench when your bench is starting, and I think we said that a few times on the podcast. So it was actually nice for Shamet and Deuce to play their role. They come off the bench and give us not only the offense but the defense. And when you have people like that, I made a little joke to the chat like, we need a Hauser or we need a Duncan Robinson, a 3-point specialist, and Lee's like, we have him. His name is Landry Shamet. And I'm like, you know what? What's crazy about it is not only he can shoot the ball just as well as guys like that, but he plays defense. You're not looking for Duncan Robinson and Hauser to play defense. You're looking for that 3-point when you need it. And because we were shooting so poorly, I was desperate for it. But if Miles and Shamet are going to come off the bench and play like this, I'm not desperate for anything at this time, which is why, again, we pause and we see how we play in these next few games going into the All-Star, because as you guys see, we got some nice, good games coming up. So, yes, it's hard to, again, just my point with that is just, our bench is not starting now again. We got our starters back. Everybody's healthy. We got a little rest in between each and every game up until the All-Star break. So I'm looking forward to that, to see, yes, who he's going to use now that we have his starters in this. If it's going to be Shamet and Miles and they're going to be playing like this, this is great.
Yeah, I agree. the one stat that I felt like was kind of fool's gold this year that's not indicative of how bad we are is probably the bench scoring stat, because I think we're like bottom of the league. I think we're bottom 3 in like bench scoring. Yeah, I think we've been bottom 3 this year in bench scoring, but like Deuce McBride has been out for a long time, and then when he got back, he's ended up starting. Josh Hart's been out a long time, so when Josh Hart is out, now you got guys on the bench who's starting. We had Diawara starting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Diawara has a lot of potential, but he's not quite there yet. Although today, today Diawara with the tween drive layup. Okay, I see you, Diawara. I see you. Yeah. but like we had to rely on a lot of rookies and guys who haven't played a lot of minutes to be our bench, like Diawara and two-way guys who just called out. So when those guys are rookies and don't have a lot of experience and they're counted as your bench points, of course your bench points is going to be lower. But now that we have a full team again, I expect the bench points to be a lot higher than it's been all season.
Good point.
All right. Anything else you guys want to mention?
It was nice to also see. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, to see people who fear Mitch again. I could agree to some of the chats in the recent. People were saying, "Can we talk about how terrible Mitch's defense has been?" Because there was a point where it was not as fearful as it was before, and I mentioned that earlier in some of the pods. But again, the Nets. But it was nice to see guys try to drive and then see, oh no, Mitch Robinson's there, let me bring this ball back out. Because a lot of people were not respecting him or anybody, let alone they weren't respecting our defense at all. But I think that he was somebody who in the playoffs, when he's playing defense like that, he anchors the defense, not only rebounds and offensive rebounds like that, but he anchors our defense. So when you got him patrolling there and they have to throw the ball back out, and then you got OG and Mikal waiting to deflect the passing lanes, and then you got Deuce and Shamet. This is the type of defense, like you said, 6 points. They had 56 points 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, guys. 5 minutes in the fourth, they only had 56 points. Yes, the Nets suck, but do you know how great you have to be playing defensively to hold any team in the NBA to that stature? That means you're playing well, and I think it did start with people like OG and Mikal, but it was also nice to see Mitch Robinson. I used to make jokes like, when Robinson subs in, it looks like he's waking up from a nap. Like, he just looked like he was very sluggish. He's just like, all right, I'm in here. Let me just get this rebound. Here you go. But he's actually like pounding the ball. Like when Melo's like, get out of here, he's like getting that rebound and he's having the ball up and he's like, pardon me. And he's like, sorry, guys. He's has the ball there and he's holding the ball high and he's not rushing to get the ball out, and he's calm, and he's actually dribbling these last few games where I'm like, you don't always got to just grab a rebound and throw it out quick, and just he looks more relaxed. He looks more playing his game again. And I don't know if he's also somebody who's having fun again, but I like that he is being feared again in the down in the block below.
What was he doing with the ball again?
F out of here. Is that what he used to say? F out of here or something like that? Or give me that, whatever he used to say. But yes, I like when he's playing like Mitch Robinson.
I will say this about Mitch though. I do think there was a part in this season where he was playing kind of sluggish and he did kind of fall off a bit, but I feel like Mitch has been playing really well, like the last maybe, I don't want to put a number in it, like maybe last 5 games or so, because I feel like he stepped it up a notch as of late. And when the Knicks were on their bad run, a lot of times it was other players on the team doing bad on defense, and then Mitch was the only one that was standing out and was actually playing defense, getting boards and things of that nature. So, yeah, I get people's frustrations with Mitch earlier in the season, but the way he's been playing as of late, and it's not just one game. Like, I feel like it's been a few games now. You can't be upset at that dude. Like, that dude's been balling out the last few games.
All season.
It's been Mitch induced.
Yep.
It's been Mitch induced for like that's been like our saving grace is pretty much.
I want to say something, chat, man. The chat's been hella active the last couple post games and episodes we've had. Y'all really going in. I'm trying my best to pull up the comments. I think they're either funny or interesting or insightful. But we appreciate it, man. And the super chat's been coming through too, man. Double blessings to everybody. Shout out Raw Hebrew, man. Y'all really holding down the fort, showing us love, helping Jay pay the bills. We definitely appreciate it. Go ahead.
No, for real. Cause listen, the super chats definitely help. Cause like we keep saying, freaking StreamYard is not cheap. They be raising the prices in joint. So, so all those super chats goes right to the subscriptions. It also helps us like level up some stuff. You see the Ryan G light background. Ooh,
Yes, sir.
that's super chats. All right, y'all
That's
complain
an
about how
upgrade.
you see how Ryan G
Upgrade.
looking crisp and supreme right now. That's the super chats. Okay. So keep on giving. We're going to keep on trying to upgrade things, whether it be mics and lights, and like the more you give, the more I can be like, all right, I don't just have to pay a bill. I can just like pay a bill and like get like a thing to make everything look nicer or be nicer, or be higher quality.
Facts.
You bring the super chats back. I don't get Jordans. I don't get Ewings. You take the money, you put it back in the show. Okay.
100%. I want to give some shout out to Mitch too. I thought the double bid lineup minutes were the most effective they've been in some time.
Yes.
And they also kind of forced Jody Fernandez to try to go double bid too, which is kind of hilarious because Clowney, and it's interesting, Clowney and Claxton are better staggered than they are together because it's hard to generate offense with those two in the front court. So I thought when he balanced that and tried to counter what we were doing with the double bid, it would even more of a feasting on defense because the other three guys, the perimeter guys, would stay home on their guy. You just had two guys who could roam. Cat as lead side defender, always more effective than as the primary rim protector too. So great job at them, kind of gained some chemistry on the defensive end too. And Mitchell Robinson, as Jay said, him and Deuce have really been the saving graces these last couple of games. Love that Mitchell Robinson can be depended on as that offensive engine. It just further enhances why he should never be traded. But if you trade him, it's not just about his contract or his role. We are built around his strengths. The offensive rebounding identity of his hitting chance points, if you trade him, we have to become a completely different team. And it's really hard to change your identity for a team that's been together now, him and Brunson, for 5 years.
Yeah, agreed. Agree on all points. Anything else you guys have to say? Anything to say about the up and coming 76ers game?
Oh, shout out to Knicks for stop over helping too. I thought I think Ebony pointed out in the last episode, like she wanted to see more hedge and recover. We did that. I thought we did more job switching on the perimeter too and staying in front of our man, fighting over screens. Just the lack of over helping really helped us get into a groove and not let them go on their run and start creating points, giving up points at the rim. So overall, man, closeouts were strong. Special shout out to Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
Jalen Brunson, I thought, had a renewed mindset of closing out on the three-point shooters. Josh Hart was probably the only one that I saw not have the best effort. He still tried, but he's not the fastest of our perimeter wing stop. But overall, man, we cleaned up a lot of miscues, a lot of things that were dragging us down over this nasty losing stretch. 8 out of 11 games. Like, oh man, it's been bad. So it gave me hope. I'm not completely convinced though. I'm with Ryan that we can be a top 10 defense. A lot has to go right our way, but a good start could be changing the rotation.
Yeah, we just have to be consistent, man. We can do it. We've been top 10 for like 2-3 days when we've been, but we just have to be consistent, and there has to be some pride. And you know what? As a team, you can't be afraid to call each other out when it's happening, when you start to see the slippage. I think that's been the biggest issue. People have been slipping for a long time, and no one's been saying anything because we were winning. So it's like, even if we start to win and you start to see slippage and you're just like, oh, well, we won, I think you still have to address it, because this is how we got here in the first place. We got here in the first place because we were winning despite not playing defense for a good like 2 weeks. We would pretty much crap the bed for 3 quarters and then play defense in the fourth quarter and be winning that way. And we can't continue to be like that. We have to build championship habits, and champions don't take 3 quarters off to play 1 quarter.
Definitely. And I just want to add 2 cents as well, because watching Knicks play defense in this game, I feel like they watched the podcast last night where me, Lee, Ebony, B, everybody was talking about the defense, saying what they need to do on defense. And it's like, that's what they did tonight on defense. They didn't switch everything. They fought over screens, stuck to their man, pick and roll, hedge, get back to their man. Like, really good job. Just hope they keep it up going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you read my mind when it came to the Jalen Brunson closeouts, Lee. I feel like this is the I feel like whenever I saw a 3-point shot go out, I saw Jalen Brunson actually get like a really good contest and not like some long ass closeout because he was too far up in the paint and had to recover so far. I feel like they did a really good job of just like, what do you call it, playing the gaps, but not overplaying the gaps.
Yep.
All night.
It all goes to not overhelping, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Josh Hart still might be fighting through an ankle injury.
Maybe that's what it is.
So, which is why he might look a little bit slow. But yeah, great effort from the team all night for sure.
And shout out.
That's why I agree that we would have to see it again versus a team like the Sixers, because I think the reason we didn't overhelp because there was no one outside of Michael Porter who was really someone that we feared that someone couldn't contain one-on-one.
True.
Like,
we'll see.
The guards that Jalen Brunson guards are guys that are going to get to work. There was no guards that were going to take Jalen Brunson one-on-one, and then their bigs, Town was able to take them on. So we got to see. Because speaking of the Sixers, both games Maxey scored 30 plus against us.
Right.
Yep.
All-star starter, respectfully, as he should be. He's having a great season. He's one of the guys that I actually like that's on the ops team, so I don't have too much bad to say about him, but we cannot allow Tyrese Maxey to come in and get a third game with 30 plus against us and remind us that he is playing better basketball than anybody on our team right now. So that's what I'm looking to see. I know VJ has a good game. Drummond even went crazy one game. Joel or Paul George may or may not play. I don't care about that, but I'm looking to see how we answer to Tyrese Maxey this season.
I feel like end of the game, we started to blitz the pick and roll, and we was able to contain them. Like the two big things I think we really need to do is blitz more of those pick and rolls at the 3-point line when it comes to Maxey, and not go for those head fakes when it comes to Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is 197 years old with mad bad knees and ankles. Mitchell Robinson, you've done a really good job playing defense on him last year in the playoffs. Do not fall for those head fakes and get in foul trouble because he can't move. Yeah, he's gonna have to depend on these damn foul baiting. So as long as you stay down on the head fakes, and as long as you can contain that pick and roll and mix in a lot of blitzes, so he doesn't get those long threes off or those downhill starts off, because he's a short guard. So when you're a short guard and you see these big arms coming at you, you kind of have to like reverse and like find a passing angle and pick up the ball, and that should be around you to recover to your man. So it's like, as long as we are aggressive in those coverages, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, yo. Anything else? Do we have any broad picks to go to?
Yes, I do have some broad picks, because since the Knicks won tonight, regular broad picks are back. So the team escaped one night of them not being a broad pick. So good job, Knicks. You're not a broad pick tonight.
We've been the broad pick. You're right.
Exactly, but my first broad pick goes to Dyson Daniels.
Bruh.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the Atlanta Hawks, but my guy is shooting 7 of 62 from 3-point range this season. And in a recent game during warm-ups, he showed why he's shooting 7 of 62 from 3-point range, because my guy was taking threes during warm-ups, and he was bricking and shooting up air balls during warm-ups.
Bruh.
Okay, Alfred Payton.
And my next broad pick goes to the Buffalo Bills organization, because I don't know if y'all follow football like that, but there's a wide receiver on the Bills called Keon Coleman, and they just recently fired their head coach after losing in the playoffs to the Denver Broncos. And they were talking about a specific, and the owner and the GM were talking about Keon Coleman. Now imagine this. You're playing for a team, you get drafted by that team, you're excited to go to that team because you're thinking, oh, this team genuinely wanted me, and, I'm a ball out, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, it hasn't panned out so far. And while the GM was there talking, the owner cut him off during the press conference, and he was like, you know what, Keon Coleman, the GM didn't want to draft Keon Coleman, but he's taking the blame for it because the coaching staff wanted to draft him.
Bruh.
And I'm like, can you imagine being on that team like that, and the owner says that about you? Basically, the owner saying you suck, and that the GM shouldn't take blame for drafting you. It's the coach staff that we just fired that wanted you. like why would you go to the press conference and say that? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's wild. That's whew, that can cause some tension. Cause a little bit of tension. All right.
I have a little bro pick. Speaking of PR and press and all that, mine goes out to LaMelo Ball. Whoever is his PR or whoever he does business with, seriously, because there was a point where people wanted LaMelo. I would never want somebody like that on my team because the way he answers questions. He had an interview today, and he was cursing, and I'm just like, when is this kid ever going to learn? So I don't know who is his PR is or how he ever thinks. He's just a hot mess, and I think that he needs to work on that because that's something that it's just sportsmanship. It's nice every night to get a little chuckle but this is like his 30th interview since he's been drafted, and I see that he's dropping F-bombs, he's dropping B-bombs, S-bombs, all types of bombs, and it's just not a good look, and I would never want that reputation. I can't even imagine Jalen Brunson talking like that being on our team.
Bruh.
Whew.
I'll tag you guys in it, by the way.
That's wild. Didn't he come off the bench today?
Yeah,
and then to come off the bench
today,
talking
yep.
like that, even crazier. Like
That might have something to do with it.
at 2 points too, by the way, bruh.
That might have something to do with it. He's like, oh yeah, gonna have me come off the bench. Watch this. All right. Curse on. What's up?
Now y'all know I've been harsh about our man Mike Brown.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Oh my God. Where did that come from?
I do want to give him props, even though I've been harsh. I've been thinking about this a lot. I think that with Tom Thibodeau, our ceiling was lower, but our floor was higher, and the inverse is true for Mike Brown. The floor is lower, but the ceiling's higher. These kind of erratic, chaotic rotations, the experimentation with the lineups. I think the more big picture, though, he's more aggressive. I think with the screens, and I think he's more tactical too on defense, switching up. Even though the zone hasn't been there so far, and our intention to switch has been inconsistent, I do think that if we can get this together and get our defense into a top 10 showing, the sky really is a limit with the level of talent that's on this team, because it's really been about fit and effort. Karl-Anthony Towns has been a dumbass and a lazy ass in many ways. So has Mikal Bridges. At times, so has Jalen Brunson. And at times, so has Mike Brown. But if everyone can reach their potential, it's hard to deny that this team has more talent and more ability than the team that was coached under Tom Thibodeau. So both coaches have pros and cons. I think if you want stability and you want to be prepared and execute every game, Tibbs is your guy. But in terms of maximizing potential and having a more of an upper hand, Mike Brown, man, you got to do your job. You got to keep these guys engaged, and you have to put more of an emphasis and focus on defense instead of offense. And I hope that the Knicks turn things around, and that all my fears and worries, and that our shared collective fears and worries, are massaged by the Knicks getting back to winning and winning through defense.
Yeah.
Lee, what would it take for you to give Mike Brown an apology on this?
No, I'm not going to apologize for being criticized.
All right.
Right? That's our role. Now, I will take back wanting him fired if we crack the top 10 in defense.
Okay.
Which I think is possible, but it's going to take a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of consistency.
Where are we after today?
18.
18. Oh.
So we moved down a spot. We were at 19, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
you
moving
hold
down is a good thing. You want to move down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You don't want to move up. You want to move down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you hold a team to what, 66 points, and that might.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you win by 56, 55. I mean, you win by 54 and only hold a team to like 60 something points. That should earn you some. That should earn you some defensive some defensive ground. All right, for sure.
It'll definitely help the net rating as well.
Definitely will help the net rating for sure.
I think we're number 8 net rating for offense after tonight.
All right, that works. That works.
Still not bad.
Yeah.
Hi, yo. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, we're gonna be here. Saturday's gonna be a big game.
Big game.
Saturday's a big game. 76ers have been hot. Yeah, 76ers have been hot. This is an actual opponent. They beat us twice. Pride is on the line. Our discipline is on the line. I think we need to take it to this team. No matter what happens, if we're down and we're up, I think we have to stay to our defensive principles and our offensive principles. If we do that, we can win this game. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game versus the 76ers, and I'm hoping we come out on top. All right.
Is this the first time we're fully healthy against?
This will be the third game we've been fully healthy since November.
If we lose this game, this win that we did tonight is meaningless.
Sham at one game, and then we didn't have Sham at both games. So yeah, I'm excited.
Got to win Saturday.
Yeah, did Shamit go down on the 76ers game?
Yeah,
it was the Orlando game. He went down.
Yeah,
right?
Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, fully healthy. No excuses. Now, yeah.
Let's go. Lace them up. Edgecombe, Maxey.
I think we can really breathe after that. I think we can really.
Nah, they can't breathe, man. We got a lot of making.
No, not at all. I meant the fans. I don't mean the Knicks. I mean the fans. We can really just.
I ain't breathing yet.
Nah, I ain't breathing yet.
I ain't breathing yet.
No, we lost what 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I ain't breathing yet.
Nah, we gotta run off. We gotta run off like, let's see. First of all-Star break is around the corner.
Yes, hold on, real quick. We got the Raptors, the Kings, the Sixers, the Blazers, the Lakers, the Wizards, the Nuggets, the Pistons, the Celtics. And then the 76ers again. So if we win, we lose maybe one or two of those games, we win the rest of them. Will you guys breathe before All-Star break, or are you still gonna breathe after?
Yeah. If they lose only one or two of those games, I'll breathe again.
We can't get smacked by the Pistons.
Definitely not.
No, to me. That's why I said to you guys in the chat, if we beat the Pistons and the Sixers, I'm not convinced to blow it up yet. But we'll talk about it. We'll get there.
I'm not even talking about the blowing it. I'm just saying we gotta win more games. We gotta have a winning record to close this thing out, is what I'm saying. Not like as a whole. Not like, we won one game and now everything is cool. Like, we have to keep up the habits and is what I'm saying. All right. All right, yo. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. If you like that show, hit that like and subscribe. We have that game talking Knicks basketball. We're gonna be here on Saturday, hopefully beating these 76ers and looking for some revenge. All right. Lee, let them know where they can find you, man.
Fritz just texted us. We're at 9,022 current subscribers. Let's keep that number up. As I said last show, tell a friend to come join Jay Ellis and the KOT crew here on the channel every post game. And I'm going to try to be doing more shows in between post games. And then we also have our shorts. So make sure you're tuning in and locking in, because there's a personality here for everybody. We had so many members on my KOT Avengers. There's going to be someone that you love and someone that you hate. And I'm okay being either. But catch me on Twitter, man, at _ Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. And if you do follow me on Twitter, please take a few minutes every day and read what I believe is my opus, the best piece of writing that I've done, and the one I've been wanting to write for the longest, which is why Dallas is a new NBA incubator. I try to paint a picture of my shared history over the last 20 years covering the North Texas on all the different NBA players that have came through, that I've watched as high school kids and now are some of the best players in the NBA. 2 of them are NBA starters for the East, and Tyrese Maxey and Kate Cunningham. Y'all know how I feel about both those players. So yeah, please check it out. I'll drop a link in the chat. Appreciate it.
You definitely do. You know how you feel. All right. B, actually, it's funny. It's like somebody was like, get B a background. We need to talk to Phil, because I was actually thinking that. I was like, do we need to get B a background? Is it like too far? We gotta talk to Phil about that to get like the best.
Yeah, some color.
Yeah, to get some like the color background, like so you can match the squad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure how to set that up.
Or orange. I think there we go.
Phil's go too.
Yeah, maybe we'll ask Phil if that'll be best for you, because like the setup is like a little different, like there's more room. So, but yeah, we'll ask Phil. All right, B, let her know they can find you.
By the way, we don't need Mitch to be pumped up. He had 21 and 16 last game. We need the rest of the team to pump up against Philly. But we'll talk about it. We'll be here after next game. In the meantime, catch me at Twitter, Sporty Spice, SPORTY SPICCE.
All right. Ryan G, let her know they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. Thank you for watching the KOT All Stars. As you know, Lee is the enforcer. And what else? Cat, you either take the 3 or you dominate in the paint. I don't want to see you driving to the basket no more, flailing your arms, trying to draw fouls and getting these offensive foul calls. I don't want to see it no more, Cat. I'm telling you, I don't want to see it no more. Stop it. Thanks.
He needs to do what I do with my AAU guys. I used to have them dribble with their hand behind their back.
The thing is, when you drive, they teach you to like wave off with your off arm when you drive. Like they teach that, but I don't know.
I don't know what they taught Cav.
Well, he hooks though, so that's different. But
and they're looking for it every time too.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, he's in the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
He's in the hot seat.
For sure. All right, you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching, and as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
Stop Philly, baby.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.